Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode number 22 of the Stevenage Football Club podcast, hosted by myself and Borough fan Matt Farley, joined by guests of the podcast discussing everything Borough, everything League Two, every week of the season. Now, it's been, it was a bit of a quiet weekend last week, boys, wasn't it, to be fair?
Yeah, it was.
No game? Did you go to a game at all?
I watched the results come in and I felt like a Premier League fan. I don't know how people do it. Honestly, be a TV fan, I don't get how people do it.
It's a bit odd.
I was bored after about 5 minutes.
I put goal alerts on the games. I was notably watching Morecambe's, and that disappointed me a little bit. And then obviously, and I was actually had some friends come down. Me and Emmy had some friends come down up north, and we went to watch Ware v Hertford. What a game! 3-3. Ware nicked a last-minute equaliser, and we all went mad behind the goal.
Maybe we should support them instead.
You say that, but if the Hearts Senior Cup gets its way, we go there.
We do.
In the next round, don't we? So that would be pretty cool to see Borough up at Ware, I've got to be honest.
The big trophy.
The big trophy indeed. Quick introductions. I mean, it's not like you two need an introduction anymore, is it? Because you've been here.
Stevenage FC podcast superstar.
Well, we're not going to introduce you first.
Oh,
I'm going to introduce someone else first.
Ooh.
A massive welcome back to Stevenage Football Club podcast correspondent and Borough fan Danny Lusby. Danny, welcome back.
Always happy to be here.
Were you there Tuesday?
I wasn't. I had to work late.
Oh, you're
kidding. Disgusting.
400 Stevenage nearly there on the side.
I would love to have gone.
Elliot Liss, clean through. Should have hit the back of the net.
I heard we played really well.
Yeah, we're great.
I heard we were unlucky.
Second half we were great. We'll come on to it, but second half we were great. Great to have you back, Danny. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah, a trip to Birmingham.
Oh,
out.
Prism.
Absolutely buzzing for it.
I remember last year when I went out with some friends, Stevenage v Mansfield, who could forget, Ilias Chair, and we were drunk before the game, and I always remember the night out, we went to Birmingham, it was one of the best nights out, and we went to Prism, and the whole night, at the top of our voice, and people were looking at us like, and we were going, we've got a chair, he shoots from everywhere, I just don't think you understand. It was great, it was so good.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind a similar ending Saturday.
Craig McHale, Craig McHale, could you imagine? It'd be great. But Danny, great to have you here, mate. Massive welcome back again. He's looking at me because he doesn't want me to introduce him in this way, but I'm going to do it anyway. Welcome back to SG1 Radio sports scene panellist and Stevenage Football Club podcast correspondent and Borough fan, Rhys Donnelly. Rhys, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
Thank you for having me, Matt. Yeah, that's your saying.
That's
Danny.
a good
I've
brings back memories from Salford away, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I will remember that night in Salford for the rest of my life. I always remember going to the ground.
It was that memorable.
Yeah. 10 hours before kickoff. And we were drunk and we were singing Stevenage
I remember
songs.
saying what I said as well.
Yeah.
I can actually do the impression.
And I'll be honest, what a horrible game of football. It was just dumb.
What a night out though.
It was great.
Just a little tip, ladies and gentlemen, never go on a night out with Matt Farley when there's shot girls around.
Why is that?
Because you made...
What, I can't help but drink loads of vodka.
Because you didn't know there were shot girls, and then we had to buy all the shots so they would go away.
So basically, for the listeners, what kept happening is I kept ordering... Were they Jaeger
Very
bombs?
attractive waitress kept coming over to our table.
Were they Jaeger bombs or shot?
I can't remember, mate. I had so many of them.
And basically, for the listeners, I kept ordering... It was Jaeger bombs, and they kept costing a bomb.
No, you didn't order them. They kept coming over, and you think someone ordered them, and then out of pure awkwardness, we kept buying.
Oh yeah, that's what's happening.
This is more interesting than talking about the football.
Yeah, so literally, the shot girls were bringing drinks over, and we were just kind of taking the drink. Well, I thought someone had ordered them. So every time they come over, I went, oh yeah, all right, yeah, boys, do you want a Jaeger? And I was oblivious to what was going on.
Anyway, let's talk about...
Well, we'll get onto it. But Rhys, first of all, great to have you back again. Looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
Stevenage are going to win.
Yeah.
We'll go. But mate, it's great to have you back. We'll get straight into it. Obviously, Saturday we all knew we sat here this time last week, and it was the postponement. Oldham at home, probably a good choice from Mark and Phil, whoever made that choice. But we did do the build up to Borough's big FA Cup tie on Tuesday night away at Peterborough. We went into that again. It was a bit of a myth, wasn't it? Because we drew the first game 1-1 and struggled obviously in the last 20 minutes. But went 1-0. I think we went into it a little bit positive, but ended up losing on Tuesday 2-0. So we are now out of the FA Cup. Although, and I'll come to you in a bit, Reece, a pretty positive performance in the second half. I think we can all say first half was a bit, you could see the level, they went 1-0 up. But to be fair to the team, in the second half, we started getting the ball down, we started passing a bit more, and we had some really good chances to score. What was your observation on the loss on Tuesday night, although it was a really good performance in that second half?
People look at the stats and it will tell a story that Peterborough dominated the game, but it was very far from that. I think Peterborough played on the break the whole of the second half really, and there was at least two, to my memory, absolutely golden chances. And I'm bored of saying the word golden chances on this podcast.
It's like every Saturday.
But I think the last half hour showed real intensity.
We were great, in my opinion.
I think possible tactical nous cost us. Maybe the first half, the early goal definitely killed us a bit, and we took our time to settle. But I'm absolutely sick to death of saying on this podcast, you can't miss those chances against the opposition.
No, I know. Do you know what? I agree with you. I thought the first half was very difficult. Although, and I said this to many people at half time, I knew what to expect in that first half. I knew that we weren't really going to have a lot of the ball. We were playing a really good team.
It wasn't outclassed.
But you could see the difference of levels.
We
didn't have a lot of the ball.
Goal to give away.
Yeah, really soft. And do you think Farms could have done better with it? Or do you think it was just a flash shot?
Possibly with that one, but look, Farms also made a save to keep us in it.
To be fair, he saved like 4 1-on-1s, didn't he? But second half, I was really proud of those players. They really did give it a good go with about 30 to go, and I don't know how we didn't score.
The majority of the fans clapped them off, and given our season, given where we are, I think that gives you a representation of how good we was, really.
Yeah, I was proud of them. I was very proud of them.
Peterborough are a really good side, and they certainly wasn't playing the second team. You had Isa, Tony and Madison playing again against a defence that haven't all played together this season. Obviously, young Louis was out of position, or ideal position, and it wasn't great, but it was certainly something to build on. But obviously we now look to this Saturday as the one where it's time to show some balls and guts. I've said it in so many times.
It's a must-win, in my opinion.
I've said it so many times over the past week or so. Our shot to goal ratio is 19-1. That isn't good enough, and isn't going to keep.
That's been a concern for me the whole season. Like, obviously we haven't scored enough goals. I think what have we scored? 12 goals, I think it is.
12.
It's not great. Although we haven't let a lot in, but I was proud of them Tuesday. They really did give it a good go. At least he's had the chance. McAlsmith's had a chance to back post. Could have scored 2 goals. I was proud of them, and they did give it a good go. And I was really impressed with McAlsmith coming off the bench. I thought he changed interconnected the play.
The two players that I thought Cowley was quite good.
I would like to see McHale. Yeah, Sawes was back, and had game time. Right. But I was really impressed with McAlsmith. I'd like to see him play Saturday. We'll get onto that a bit more. But I was really proud of him. I mean, Danny, I understand you weren't there Tuesday, but were you proud of the team? Good performance, and obviously didn't get the result, but there's positives for this Saturday, which is a huge game.
Yeah, I wasn't there obviously, so I can't really talk about the game much. I can talk about what I heard. I heard we had loads of chances. You've been discussing that, and we've had, every single game this season we've had chances to get a result. Unfortunately, it's just not to be for us this season. So at the moment, but yeah, I heard we had a lot of chances. We could have got a goal, but I don't know. It's just
how many
not
goals?
Lucky, are we? We need that bit of luck.
I've got to be honest. This is something that's really concerning me. All the teams that go down in this division always get bad luck every year, and it is a panicking thing with me because I look at the game Saturday. In my opinion, I think it's a huge game. I think we have to win to get up to 60 points. We'll come on to it in a bit.
Against a poor Walsall side at the moment.
They just lost at home. It's a perfect time. We're coming off the back of a reasonably really good performance in the second half. But my concern is we're not getting the luck. We've got a really difficult month in December. Some of those games are, especially away from home, really tough games. Even with Crewe at home, Forest Green, and we're not getting the luck. And I'm starting to panic a little bit now because it's like we seem to have these weeks where we'll do well, and then something bad will happen.
How many games
do you see what I mean?
Season are we going to mention luck? It wouldn't go in. It just wasn't going our way.
Yeah.
Really unlucky. We can't keep saying it.
Yeah,
you cannot be unlucky for half a season.
I even mean with the powers that be. We'll mention a little bit, but with the FA and what's happened with Mark over the last couple of days. Again, it's come such a bad time, but we'll talk to it, in a little bit. Normally,
we can't keep mentioning luck. As I said, 19 shots to 1. That's instinct. I think something that's really lacking is a bit of quality in the final third. 2, B. I went in letters than numbers. B, a bit of belief. I just don't. When we have a strike, I just don't think we believe it's going to go in. And C, I think.
Even
a lot of those players
or over, who cares? Just have a shot.
I think a lot of those players are not scared. I think they're working too hard almost. They're trying to be something they're not. For example, if Charlie Carter played like Charlie Carter, then we'd be fantastic. But he's trying to do all these jobs in order for us to push on and do well. And I think so many of them just want it too much almost, if that makes sense. Some of them don't want it enough.
Yeah, I think there's a blueprint for us to improve. It's just so annoying every week and week where we get ourselves into good positions and we just can't seem to turn
January
it around.
Being an
and
important month.
I agree. I think we need to see a change.
That's what it is. Our defence, absolutely fine. We started to win midfield battles, even Tuesday night with subpar or secondary midfield. We still won the midfield battle against Peterborough at Peterborough.
We've kept quite a few clean sheets this season, haven't we? The defence has been quite good considering we're bottom.
I wrote an article.
It's the forward line. We're not scoring enough goals,
In the league,
12 goals in 17
we are in the top
games,
6 for shots taken this season.
Yes.
I don't know how many of you would have read an article, but I listed my article that I wrote, but I listed off the games and the chances we had. Cambridge, I think it was 22. Scunthorpe, it was 12.
Port Vale, we had a few
Forest Green, 16. Port Vale, we had a fair load. We can't waste these chances. And
the shot ratio is poor.
We could have picked
we can say luck, but okay, some of it might be luck, but you can do things to change that. Get striker coaching, do different shooting drills, do something. We can't just wait for one day for it to hopefully go in, because that one day is never going to come without us going.
I've got to be completely honest. I think behind the scenes, I think there is elements of that going on, but unfortunately, at this point in time, we're just not good enough. And there's no other way around it.
I don't think the team is
I've got to be.
up to scratch.
I really believe that we have got some excellent players, but at the minute they're just not good enough, and that's why we've got them.
If you ask,
there's a cohesive weakness there. There's something going on.
You asked everyone what they want first in the January transfer window. I would be surprised to find one person that doesn't say striker. Obviously. I don't know if you saw in the week, Danny Newton posted on Instagram that he's had surgery on both of his legs. Can you imagine him this season?
Yeah. I think with all these players fit, I don't think we'd be in this position at all. If Digby was fit, if Newton was fit, and I don't think we'd be there. If Parrott was fit for a lot of those games, I don't think we'd be there. I don't think we'd be where we are.
I think Curtis is too comfortable, and what we need is Curtis not to be comfortable.
However, my point is, and I'll say this again, that luck of injuries, silly little things. That has got to change, because I watched Notts County last season, and let's be honest, the season before, Notts County, they got beat by Coventry in the playoffs, right? And you would never have thought they would have got relegated.
Especially
players
with
like Stead. Macau Smith played for them, you know.
Like,
you would never have thought that.
With Sin as well.
You looked at the window. You looked at the window. They bought Budgery,
you know?
they bought Hemmings. Like, they had a lot of
this division
players.
is really cruel to teams that have got bad luck. It happened to Yeovil, it happened to Leyton Orient. When they had that owner, ruined them, and then they've come back. Cheltenham had it, Chesterfield had it. This league is brutal to teams that are on bad luck, and unfortunately for Stevenage, unfortunately for us at the minute, we have had no luck for 4 months.
If we go down, we've had
4 months.
We've had it.
The wins, I'll be completely honest, the wins haven't been convincing wins. They've been really close, tough games where we've just about got it. Morecambe, we just scored last week. Grimsby, they hit the bar, we thought we've got to win. Even Wickham in the Leeson.com, that was a brilliant win. But even the last 5 minutes, Wickham were throwing the ball. We haven't had a convincing win yet this season, and that's a concerning thing.
I think Neil Treble spoke on SG1 quite well last night. He even said it to Sampson, we need to beat a team.
Yeah.
We didn't properly beat Grimsby and Morecambe.
No, it was marginal.
We need to beat a team. We need to get the confidence flowing, the belief flowing.
This is what impressed me about Tuesday night. It was the first time I had seen us in the second half this season. Whenever a ball from Peterborough got cleared, there was I remember
a Stevenage player.
Right, for the 20 minutes, every phase of play for about, I think it was 20 to 30 minutes, was us.
It was Stevenage.
All the time. The ball get cleared, we get it, we take it. Ball get cleared, we get it. And I haven't seen that. That was. I said to Sam, who was sitting with me at the front, Sam Akers, I said, for the whole 20 odd matches we've seen, including the cups, that is the first time I've seen that all season. So that's a positive for this Saturday and going forward. But we didn't put the ball in the back of the net, you know. So
can't miss the chance.
Can't miss. When Listy went through, I was like, he's got to score the goalkeeper. Now, originally, I would normally ask for a 3-word analysis, but do you know what? Tuesday, I couldn't be bothered. I got to be honest, I could not be bothered. I was really gutted we went out of the FA Cup.
What I did want to say was it was an excellent atmosphere. And
big up to the 375 that went.
Not bad for a midweek game, really, is it?
And
I could have been there.
They bloody stuck us in the wooden seats. Could have given us a section behind the goal, honestly. I don't know, but no, it was a bitter cold evening. It was really good. Enjoyed it.
All right.
Now we will move on. This Saturday, massive game for our Stevenage, massive game for our borough. 18th League 2 fixture of the season away at Walsall. We've mentioned this game many a time on this podcast in the opening 20 minutes. Must-win game for our team. For me, I'll come to you, Reece, in a bit. We have to start winning football games. What I don't want there to be a case of is we get to February and we get to March and we need another 10 wins to stay up. I don't want that. I want us to be in a position where that comes down, the pressure's on. And this Saturday for me to get up to 16 points and to have that platform, and probably only need another 10 wins for 28 games, which is very doable, is huge. What do you think about this game, Reece? It's a really important game for us. Walsall, obviously I know you'll explain Walsall, obviously losing their last game, but for me, 16 points for our club, our first away win in League 2, which is also really important, and for Sampson and those players to get a win after Tuesday's really positive performance before December, it's a huge game for us, isn't it?
Yes, I think we all looked at the weekend and all the results that could really go against us did go against us.
Even Scunthorpe won, didn't they?
I always
that's a really good point there.
I always thought Scunthorpe would push on anyway, but I think all the results we ideally needed didn't happen, and I think that furthered the need for 3 points. It was going to be a massive weekend anyway. Now I think it's even bigger than that. We need. I thought, well, for me anyway, it's a must.
Do you think this Saturday for Phil Wallace? Do you think this is the icebreaker game? I know we've mentioned it a few times, Morecambe at home, but do you actually think that this Saturday is the game that will determine whether he sticks or changes? Do you think?
He's got to make a decision soon.
Do you think?
I think
this is the game that he's
We're
going
near
to?
to Christmas now.
I think it is. I think it's the game.
I
that he
think
will
it's very close. I don't think we can lose it. Certainly, I think.
Take a point at least. Don't lose the game.
I think.
I don't think a draw's good enough. I'll be honest.
There's others, Morecambe and I think it's Carlisle have tough games Saturday.
Oldham as
So
well, and
possibly a draw is just off the bottom, but I think it's about pushing on now. We still haven't won away this season. We're nearly into December.
We have to win an away game in League Two.
And
It's getting sickening now.
And Walsall, of course, have started to pick up some momentum.
So, on that note, would you like to take us through Walsall then? Because we, obviously, first time we've played them, we know a little bit about Walsall, what the Bestcott Stadium, we've been there to see Stevenage in the past. I don't think we have a very good record there. I don't think we do. Last time we were there, we lost. And every time we went there, I think we drew or lost. I don't think we have an amazing record there.
Yeah, from memory, I don't think we have.
I always remember the League One games. They used to stick us on the side, but they stuck us behind the goal, haven't they, this Saturday? So
Have they?
yeah, they've stuck us behind the goal. So that'll be nice with a few beers down us, wouldn't it? Take us through Walsall, Reece. Tell us something that probably the listeners wouldn't know.
Well, obviously they're struggling this season, and a lot of people predicted them to do otherwise. With Darryl Clark in charge, who I think has a reputation anyway as a decent manager. I think their recruitment over this summer has been poor. They have actually beat us to a few players this year. I know we wanted Callum Lavery.
Yeah, I remember that. They did pip us to him. I really wanted him.
They pipped us to him. They had a big budget this year, Walsall.
So one of the relegated teams, weren't they?
They've got Elijah Adebayo up front, I believe.
Yeah, Elijah Adebayo.
When main striker is Elijah Adebayo.
Yeah. Elijah didn't he get sent off at Tranmere last season? That was it.
Elbow.
Yeah, I remember that. So he played.
He played.
He only played like 15 minutes.
I think they have Rory Gaffney up front now, and he misses chances galore for him.
Oh, good.
When I look at the scouting reports of these teams, there's usually massive lists of positives and negatives, but for positives here I have two, which is attacking down the wings. Now they have James Hardy, who's a very tidy player. Me and Farley saw him in the National League final, and
for
Filed, and we both said he looks a decent player.
No.
Yes.
Hang on a sec. The little lad. No.
That's the one.
This boy, I'm sorry to butt in, I remember saying, do you remember that they lost 3-0? And he's a bit like Tom Pett. He looks and plays. And I remember saying to the boys, Danny, we were at Wembley, and I was like, I'd have him at Borough next season. He plays for them.
Yep. Wes McDonald has been a standout player for Walsall this season. Got both assists, I think, in their game against Cambridge. So attacking down the wings is quite important, which is lucky coinciding with Terence's return.
Yeah, go straight in for me on Saturday.
Defending set pieces they're quite good at, which is lucky because we're bad at attacking them.
We don't score many, do we? Crikey! I think we've only scored 2 of them in the whole season. From the corner. Yeah, take the point.
Weaknesses, I thought I'd look on the brighter side. Aerial duels are very weak. I think we've got to go there.
Oh, that's good because we have a big team. So
I think we've got to go there and
meet fire with fire.
This is our game. You play against us.
I think we've got to go there and do. I think we've got to go there and be dirty and cheap.
Yes.
And be horrible. It's horrible. A bit like Port Vale. Be an horrible, nasty team. Waste time, get free kicks. I think that's the way that we're going to have to turn this around. Personally.
They're very, very weak at finishing scoring chances, which is a positives.
0-0.
They love a long ball. They do love a long ball.
Good. It's got 0-0 written over it, lads. I'm telling you.
The most important thing that I picked out is they quite often play the offside trap with List.
Oh, so Cowley, we can catch them then.
And Macau Smith, who's not slow.
Charlie Carter.
Denton, possibly. I don't know what's up with him, but there is pace to be exposed, and they often rotate their first 11, so it's not settled at all at Walsall.
All right, that sounds positive for us.
Which we expect. The standout players for me, Stuart Sinclair, who we apparently tried to get in the summer. James Clark, the central defender. I've mentioned Lavery, I've mentioned McDonald. Players like that will be big threats. Their highest goal scorer this year has 2.
Oh, so we have more then.
So
Guthrie, I think Guthries got 4 or 5, isn't he? So
yeah, and
so
their top 3 rated players this year are defenders.
So realistically, as we're going by stats, for us, for Borough, this looks positive. This looks like a game that we like. My point was, that when we do a lot of these build-ups to these games, we look at the stats and there's always things you think, oh God. But reading those, don't score many goals, don't have a top goal. Sounds positive.
They are absolutely there for the taking, and I know people mention their Cambridge game, but I would encourage you to watch the highlights because the Cambridge defending is worse than anything I've seen this season.
I've got to be honest, reading those stats, I really do think this is a must-win game.
Absolutely there for
I've got to be honest, if we win and get up to 16 points and get off the bottom and play off against those teams, right, this is it. If we don't win, I'll be very disappointed. Yeah, if we don't win, I'll be very concerned because
we need to win away.
I look at Crawley, Newport, Crewe, Forest Green, Plymouth, Northampton.
Our festive period is.
If you want to go into January, Colchester, Port Vale, Cambridge away, they don't get any easier. They're tough games. Plymouth,
I think
ideally
we need to be up about 20 points before those games.
And we need to know what we're doing in January. As I've said, I think we really quite at the absolute latest.
I've got to be honest, I think we've got to spend. I don't know how much the equity we spend. We've got to spend money.
Do you mean in terms of we need to spend a lot of amount on one striker, or do you mean we need to buy him?
I think. Do you know what's really bugged me about this team this season? I've been happy with Guthrie. He gets a lot of stick, but he's put the ball in the back of it. I just think he's been tired. He's had a lot of games back to back. Nothing against Curtis.
I don't think it's just tired. I do want to say this. I think sometimes to me, it looks like he rules the roost, and that can't happen. I think what Mark has lacked is some balls, and I know I've said this a lot, but would you know Mark's manager of that bunch? I just think there's a lack of authority, and sometimes Guthrie might, not on purpose, but takes advantage of that. I've heard different things as well, and I think what we've seen with Curtis is when he has a rocket up him, he scores goals.
My point is that I don't think he's been the worst player this season.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that what needs to be done, we obviously need to buy, in my opinion, a couple of centre forwards. I'd say 2 centre forwards. I'd say 2. Look, I'm not asking us to buy Norwood from Ipswich, but what I'm asking for is to go and buy not non-league centre forwards. I wouldn't do that. Not this.
There's a few forwards in non-league with Football League experience. I know in the summer personally wanted.
If there's centre forwards in the league that have played for Football Leagues, no problem. But I'm on about players, don't sign a Jason Cowley because, in my opinion, we need centre forwards. For me, and I'm going to say it right now, something we've missed the whole season.
Winger.
Right? A left wing player.
Just a winger.
Just a winger. You name one out and out left wing player in this Borough.
Name a winger. Name me a winger.
Liss can play there, but
a winger I would like in January.
Sanu play, but I wouldn't play him.
A winger I'd like in January. I think will suit the club. But
Ricky Holmes. Do we have
Ricky Holmes?
Ricky Holmes got
Is he still a free agent?
I believe so.
But do we have in this team? Do we have an out and out left wing player?
Not at all.
I don't think we do.
We've got Sanu play on the right.
Buy one. Get one. I don't know why we didn't get one in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, we all looked at the team and we kept saying, all right, where's the winger?
I keep saying, play Denton there, but he's injured. Know where he is. You know? Buy one.
I've said quite a lot to simplify things, but we can't say play 4-4-2 because we don't have two good enough wingers. And now, I know we have issues.
On the formation front, we will come to team selections. Danny, I'm going to start with you if that's all right for your team. for Saturday? Have you not got a pre-team in your mind, or you can do it on the spot?
I'm just going to do it on the spot.
Okay, go for it, mate. Just
Okay.
tell us for your team, talk us through and why.
Farman, no brainer. He's got to start. He's our main keeper, obviously. Right back, Terence. I believe he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He was in training today.
Yeah, he's back.
I mean, I hope he's fit because he was struggling.
He'll be fit. Do you know what? I'm going to say
He's
about
struggled
Terence.
this season.
I'm going to say about Terence. I think it was really good that he went and represented his country. So I think it might have probably got him in a better frame of mind coming back. Yeah, might have played. I only played well.
Bit of time on the beach.
Yeah, relaxing, get him away from it, and then get him back, and he probably
Get him away from the hellish
Yeah.
environment.
I saw him in the swimming pool in Jamaica or something like that. I don't know where he was.
I know, we just lost to Peterborough in the bitter
Yeah, he's
cold,
playing
easy.
water polo or whatever. I was like, oh, Terence.
Drew 1-1 with Jamaica as well.
Yeah, it's good, but I think that international break could have done him the world of good. So Terence for you, Danny. What else?
Cuthbert and Nuge.
What formation are you playing for at the back?
Yeah, for it back.
Cool.
Stokes at left back.
Yep. Okay.
I thought he was Paul Tuesday. Stokes. I'm not.
He's marking a difficult.
I'm not convinced he's a left back.
Yeah, it's difficult with Stokes. I think Stokes has been great this season.
I mean, you would have thought he'd struggle.
I'd cut him a bit of slack Tuesday, personally, against
James
Madison. I'd cut him a bit of slack.
Not James Madison.
Sorry, James Madison. I'd cut a bit of slack.
Personally, I don't think he's a left back, but
I don't think Denson's not fit, so I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stokes at left back. What's your midfield?
I'm going to go with, I think Timlin will play.
Thought he was good Tuesday.
Timlin, yeah.
I thought he played really well Tuesday.
My one issue with Timlin is he always puts the ball back in the danger area.
Yeah.
That's my small issue.
Do you know what? I actually thought it was one of his best performances I've seen in this season. Actually, Tuesday.
Because as you say, the ball kept coming out, and there he was.
Yeah.
He was the main reason for the turnovers.
Yeah. I thought. Do you know what? He won a lot of second ball. In the midfield, didn't he, Tims?
It's important.
So you've gone Timlin. Who else, Dan?
Charlie Lakin.
Thought he was Paul Tuesday as well. Oh, I know, I keep saying this, but
he didn't have the greatest performance. But
carry on. Sorry.
We need a player of his quality.
I would definitely.
He's the only player we've got.
I would definitely play him. Don't make any mistake. I'm just.
Yeah, we do.
All right, Lakers. Who else?
Charlie Carter. Got to start.
One of my favourites.
Elliot List has to play.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna start Cowley and Macau Smith together.
Okay. Attacking team. Okay.
I do want
to. Thought they did well when they come on
quickly say.
And I would like to play two strikers.
Thought Macau Smith was great Tuesday. I changed the game.
I think a week ago, Curtis put on his story one of the boots, and from my little knowledge that I have, that is to reduce inflammation and swelling. So that was a 1 to 2 week sort of injury.
But he was there Tuesday on the touchline, wasn't he?
They're not
bouncing around,
Curtis
so he
might be
can't
in doubt Saturday.
They're not.
I don't think Curtis will play.
They're not used for major injuries, so he might be in and around the suspension.
Might play. I mean, he might play him because it's a big game.
Marksman at the minute, isn't he? Which I'm not a huge fan of, but there we go.
Danny, thanks for your team. Reece, last for your team, mate. Explain us who you've got.
I've simplified things right down. I think the Prescott Stadium is quite a wide pitch, and I think 4-3-3 gets easily exposed on it. So I've gone for a 4-4-2. Farman, Stokes has to play at left back. Nugent, Cuthbert, and Terence.
I mean, surely that back four's
back
four is good.
But the defence isn't the issue. We know this.
And that's what really frustrates me. I'm sorry to butt in, but we're bottom of the league, and that defence should never be bottom. It's just the other end of the pitch that's failed us. You know what I mean? It should never be bottom. Those players, Cuthbert, Nugent, Stokes, Farman, they're not players that are bottom of the division. It really gets under my skin, honestly. Well. Yeah. But good back line, Reece.
In the middle, I've gone Timlin and Lakin. Obviously, the turnovers for Timlin and a bit of quality and breaking the lines from Lakin as a narrow wide two, but still out wide.
Yeah.
I'm using Charlie Carter and Elliot List. I would possibly use List as an inside forward, because I think he offers more threat off the shoulder, and if they play the offside trap like they have a lot this season, that's a huge weapon to have with List, because with Lister you're one pass away from a goal.
I agree.
And up front, as Danny said, you've got to start striker this time around. Cowley and Cal Smith do it for me.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, again, they played really well Tuesday, I thought. Really good team. Mine's a bit different, actually. I've gone for a bit of a different one. Again, I remember from League One days, it is quite a wide pitch, so I've gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation, so a bit tight.
One forward. Have you seen us striking this season?
Bit tight. Don't concede the other end. Make sure that we don't concede the other end and use the quality we've got. But I'm going to explain what I would do in the second half of the formation. So, saying back four, really, I've got Farman in goal, Terence Van Cooten, which I'd love to see back there after a good international break. Cuthbert, Nugent, Stokes makes my back four again. Cardinal, that back four is bottom of the division, even with Luther. Middle of midfield, I've got Tim Lim sitting in front of the back four, along with Tom Sawes.
I thought he played well Tuesday.
Yeah, I think those two experienced boys sitting in front of that back four, I'd be happy. I mean, you've got an argument to say big pitch, ones you think they can cover, but just get them sitting there. Don't get them spreading and run. Get them sitting there in front of them. In front of those two, I've got Charlie Lakin. I'd like to see Lakin be a bit more creative and get forward. I know he gets forward, but get on the ball and drive with the ball.
Break the lines. That's what we lack.
Yeah. Get. I like. Do you know what? He did it at home against Peterborough. I'd like him to have a few shots on goal.
Yeah.
You know, he's got good left foot. Let's get him on the ball. Let's get him in that role. I've then gone from a right side perspective to Lakin. I've got Charlie Carter. Yep. Just to the right of him. Again, love Charlie. Think he's having a great season.
I thought when he came into the centre Tuesday, I thought we started to play well.
Yeah,
better.
I thought he was great.
Better.
To the left, just to the left of Lakers, I've put List on the ball.
I feel sorry for List really, because I know he's not a striker, but I don't think he's a winger either. I think he's more off the shoulder.
Yeah, I agree.
An Ilias chair.
What I'd like List doing is running at fullbacks, running at midfield players, cutting inside, joining with Mikhail Smith, who is my centre forward. Mikhail Smith.
Mikhail Smith on his own.
To start, but I really liked him Tuesday. He come on. He looked like he enjoyed his football. What he did well for me was I feel like that we were missing a bit of quality of interconnecting the play, and he come on Mikhail Smith, and when he got on the ball, a bit like Port Vale away, he started getting the play going, getting the ball down, and he played really well in my opinion.
Football.
Yeah, that'd be my team.
2 words come to mind though.
Yeah.
Barndor Banjo.
Barndor Banjo, yeah. My team. Second half, right? What I do with this team in the second half, with about 30 minutes to go, 30 minutes to go, 35, 30 minutes to go, I take Sawes, depending on how he's playing and how he's injured.
One of Sawes and Tim Lim.
Off. I put Cowley on, and I push Lakin with Tim Lim, or Tim Lim with Carter, Lakin, List, and then I put Mikhail Smith and Jason Cowley up top in the second half.
What I think we've done really well this season is change games at half time and it's not going our way. I think we do that quite well.
I think that team, if that team can play with the same quality and intensity that we did in the second half on Tuesday, I honestly do think we'll win the game. However, don't let in any silly goals. It's a big pitch. At least get a point there. Do not lose, because lose it and our season is absolutely tarnished. Get a result there, but in my opinion, we have to win the game and get up to 16 points and get off the bottom of this division. It looks disastrous. But really good to go through the team, boys. Now
we're going to discuss it.
Yeah, we're going to mention it. We're not going to go into too much on it because we don't know too much on it. But obviously, it got announced yesterday that Mark Sampson got charged by the FA. We knew a little bit about this. We mentioned it on a previous podcast a good while ago, to be fair, over a month ago. It's a little bit annoying, isn't it, that it's come at this time, because we've just had a really good positive performance Tuesday and we don't want any hiccups for Saturday.
What confuses me is why is it taking this long, but that's not obviously my decision.
Again, we don't know the ins and outs of it, but we haven't had anything on the club website, so we don't really know what's going on, but I gather that Mark is still here for Saturday.
The way it's been left suggests he'll still be running the team. what we need to remember with the whole thing is charged does not mean guilty. It's
I just
still,
hope it
guilty at
doesn't
all.
affect the game.
it's still
It
alleged.
doesn't mean good.
I hope it hasn't affected the training ground. I know they trained today, which is important.
Yeah, they were all in together, weren't they? Again,
Maybe it might make us a bit more together. Look, end of the day, we don't know what's been said. We don't know what's gone on. It is still alleged.
again,
ultimately.
it's annoying, isn't it? Because
it's typical us.
we've and this is what I mean about luck. We've just had a really good positive performance on Tuesday. The second half we were great, and we're coming into this Saturday, and it's like, we've got a good chance to get a win now, get off the bottom of the table, get our first away win of the season, and then this comes up, and it's almost like a little bit of a wall again, and it's like, how many times have we had this season? Something happens in the week, and it kind of spoils the fun a little bit in terms of comparing.
I mean, we obviously, if something has been said, it has to be strongly.
Tell you what, I'll say this on record. I think it will give the players the biggest kick up the arse ever. I think those players will go out and run through every brick wall on Saturday because of that. I really do.
Yeah, you hope so, but obviously it's one of these awkward situations. We still don't know what completely is going on. And that makes it almost more difficult. But as long as all minds on the game, I think it was just after the Carlisle game, Mark's first game in temporary charge, he said maybe it played a little bit of an effect. That we can't obviously touch on it too much for obvious reasons.
Yeah, we don't. And this is the thing with it. There's been a lot of stuff on social media from our supporters, and I'll just reiterate this to the supporters again. We don't know anything. We weren't there. There's rumours of bits and bobs, but we don't know the story. We weren't there. It's very difficult.
It's a case of
you can't.
It's a case of innocent till proven guilty. And
but I just want to reiterate this to the listeners and to the supporters. Charged, as you said, doesn't mean guilty. It does not mean that, does it? You know,
I trust the FA's judgment about as much as I trust Teddy with the managerial job.
Yeah, you can't take anything.
Obviously, you look at the past and you think, but we can't do that. We have to just roll with it and support the team. It's not the team's fault that this whole thing has happened.
Yeah, I completely agree.
The whole thing is, if something has been said, we have to be strong about it. And if we do keep Mark, then why? If we don't, then why? I think we have to send a strong message, because this, for me, is a massive moment in where we go with racism in football.
Yeah, and obviously we have like an identity to look after as well at the football club, and I would like the football club to put a statement out, but again we don't know too much. But no, a little bit annoying, and it's one of these things, isn't it? We just got to move on with it. Hopefully it doesn't affect the team. I think it will do the opposite. I think it will give the players a really good kind of kick up the arse to get Mark a win and to get our club a win.
Swore on the podcast.
No, I mean, come on, I haven't said to see your F word, have I? Unlike Harley. But no, look, it's one of these things. We move on, we forget. I will touch on though the divide, that we've had at the football club in terms of managers. What is going on there? What's all this Graham Wesley things in the terrace?
We went 1-0 down, didn't we? And there was
this started at Scunthorpe, didn't it?
There was already chance of Wesley. I don't think it helps anyone.
What is going on?
All we can do is support the team. Look at the Peterborough. Both, really, we pushed the team on. We were together as one, singing, and not away from home, but we pushed the boys on to a reasonable performance.
Can't we just all get on and support our club and support our team? I know that you can't change people's opinions and who they want in charge, etc, but can't we just all back the club? Why is there a big divide? Because I'll be honest, what was all this in the terrace for Peterborough? We're not allowed to sing. What was it? What's all this about?
I think we come to a truce about not singing about Mark for the sake of being together.
That is just, I've never heard anything more ridiculous.
I think it's just for the sake of unity. I think it's important, to be honest. I think what's important right now is we're together, and Mark, what happens now, obviously, but I think Mark has general split opinion. And
Do you know what's really silly from some of those supporters though is what they don't understand is when you're singing for another guy, you're not exactly giving Mark a motivation to go, do you know, I really want to turn this team around. I'm pretty sure if everyone at the club was doing it, I know he's sticking his neck out anyway and getting down and dirty, but he would give so much for the team and the club to turn this around.
I hope Mark says what he means in his interviews about the fans being brilliant, etc.
I think he does mean that. I think he does.
So do I. I think he's a genuine.
He even said this team wants more as well.
I think he's a genuine, decent bloke. Obviously, that's a bit harder to say.
He came on the podcast. He was really nice to us.
That's a bit harder to say. His Twitter messages are open. Like, that is brave.
Yeah, look.
And I know plenty of supporters messaged him, and he got a reply.
He was great with us on the podcast. He gave us the opportunity to meet him again. I've met him prior, and meet Revs and go up to the training facility, go inside. I know we've done it before at the open day at the start of the season, but he took the time to do that. He's always been nice to me. He's been nice to a lot of people at the club, and I don't have an issue with Mark whatsoever.
I think he follows a lot of the fans as well, which, given what a lot of the fans put on Twitter,
do you know what? I wonder if he still listens to the podcast. Do you reckon he does? Because obviously we speak to Mark and stuff like that, but I haven't actually heard from him in a while in the sense where he's listened to that. So I wonder if he still listens. Do you think he does?
I think he'd be a very brave man to listen to.
Oh no! All we ever do is talk nicely about Mark.
Especially tonight.
I'll tell you what. I would. It would be great to get some people at the club back on the podcast. It would be.
It would be nice.
I think to come together as a family, really. And,
well, this is what the charity game's hopefully doing. It's bringing us together.
Should we mention the charity game, because there's been a development?
Well, I tell you what, we were going to do the debate, but I think we've debated about Mark and that, so I don't think we need to do the debate. Really,
no.
Do we? I mean, do you want to do the debate?
We can debate. We can always have a debate.
Well, I mean, how long have we been going? 45 minutes?
We could just spend the next 45 minutes arguing about Sanupe, if you like.
Well, I don't think we'll do that. I don't think that's a debate. I think we're all in agreement about Sanupe. But nevertheless, we'll wait and see what happens this week. Again, hopefully it doesn't affect the team this Saturday. It's a huge game for our borough, and we need a win, and we don't want to affect that. So I don't think it will. I think it will do the opposite with the players. I think it will make them more hungry, and I think it will make Mark more hungry to get a win. But interesting to discuss.
Always.
Do you want to quickly talk about the centre forwards or not? It's up to you.
Centre forwards.
The debate, do you want to do it, or do you want to move on to League Two?
We can quickly discuss the centre forwards. They're not good enough. There we go.
Yeah, not good enough.
We're not scoring goals. There we go. Problem solved.
How many do you think we need to get January window? I reckon 2. 1?
I think we have Newton. I think we have List that can play up top.
When's Newton going to be back?
True, but I think going onwards, I think Curtis will have a rocket where the sun don't shine if we sign another one.
Yeah.
I think Cowley's hungry. I think
has to be
obviously Mikhail Smith is only here till January, so whether he stays or goes.
Do you know what I'd do? Honestly, I'd sign 2 or 3 centre forwards.
I'd sign one.
And I would.
Any names?
I would. A good centre, not National League centre. I'd sign.
Well, I have an article coming out soon on this very matter.
Is this under the Lamex lights? I did read your remarks. It was very good. I would sign 2 or 3 centre forwards, right? I'd sign 2 or 3, and I'd sit these centre forwards down, and if I was Mark,
score goals.
Explain the situation.
There you go.
Obviously, explain the situation that we've got of our club, and I would say to the original centre forwards, the Cowleys, the Mikhail Smiths, the Guthrie's when he's back.
Well, Mikhail Smith goes in January.
And I'd say, good point. I'd say to the centre forwards that are here, start scoring goals or you're out, and these three are going to take
19-1. Do you know how shambolic that
I
is?
know.
Forest Green's
But
is 3-1.
I'd say to the centre forwards,
19 shots.
I'd get 3 good centre forwards in, and I'd say you're in competition now against these 3 centre forwards, and if you don't do better than them, you're out. And I actually think that would then get them. All right, we've got to start. And then I think you'd see
Curtis works best with the rocket up his jacket.
Yep. If you have 3 good centre forwards of Curtis Guthrie's level, with them playing, I bet you any money Curtis would start
I
scoring
would
goals.
sign 1 or 2 based
100%.
on Craig McAllister.
Yeah. Now, it can go either way. You can annoy the centre forwards and they don't want to play, but we're in a worse state as it is. You might as well do it. That would be what I would do with the team.
2 centre forwards for me based on Smith. Smith's obviously what we do with regards to him. There's obviously plenty of options out there.
But do you remember when Alex Ravel first came, when Saul signed Ravel?
That was a big time.
And the impact that he had. He come in. I remember watching him at Accrington that day, and he was like this. He was ginity. He was everywhere. He was enjoying football. We need someone like that with that mentality who comes in and looks at Jason Cowley and goes, "Hey, that's not good enough. Come on, start putting the ball in the back of there. We need someone like that who's going to be an influencer." Looks at Curtis Guthrie and goes to Curtis, "Oi, come on, shift your way."
I want someone that tells Curtis, "You're not the man."
Yeah, someone needs to do it up there, because I'm sorry, 12 goals from 17 games is a poor tally, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 goal every 19 shots. That's absolutely ridiculous.
It's not great at all. Who would you say at the team now, fit, is the best centre forward? Well, I'll ask this to you as well, Danny.
When he's on it, Curtis.
But
when he's
fit,
on it,
fit.
For me, Danny Newton when he's fit.
But fit right now.
Oh, right now.
Right now.
Oh, fit. Oh, I'll ask that as well. That's a really good question. But fit right now. I'll tell you what. I'll ask you 2. Fit right now and fit in general. Who would be your 2?
Danny Newton in general. Fit right now, Curtis.
I don't think Curtis. Well,
what?
You could argue Cowley. I think on Cowley's day, he's unstoppable.
Depends what we're calling list.
It'd be his list of striker though. Is that his
mine
position?
right now would be
Jason Cowley, for me.
Mine right now would be
What, when fit?
When fit.
at the minute.
Right now.
At the minute, I would say Jason Cowley. But you've got an argument for List because List has scored. In general, I would say Danny Newton. I think Danny Newton. If he can play to what Danny used to play like,
I think Curtis
him and Curtis are neck and neck.
Curtis on his day. But as we say, we need a top level striker coming in.
I completely
I
agree.
would look at someone like Paul McCallum.
Interesting debate though. We have to move on because we've been going nearly an hour and we've got so much to get through. We'll move on to League 2 roundup. This is when we talk about everything League 2, fixtures, results, league tables, and then obviously Matt Farley's League 2 prediction competition, which we will get onto. Now, we will come on to a lot of the results. I say a lot of the results last week. There weren't many because they are all postponed. But we will come on to the results from League 2 on Saturday. Obviously, we all know that our game was postponed. In fact, how many games were postponed again? There was
3.
Was there 3 that was postponed?
Newport's, us, and
was it Plymouth? No, not Plymouth. Can't remember.
I think Colchester was called.
Grimsby's
Pardon
game. Talking about Grimsby, shall we mention the fact that, given that we might be looking for another manager soon, that
Jolly.
3 other league teams are now looking for a manager. Carl Fletcher lost his job at Orient.
Stephen Presley.
After 29 days. Fletcher, Stephen Presley lost his job.
Stephen
And Michael Jolly. By the way, shall we talk about...
Presley get sacked? I did not know he got sacked.
Yeah, he got fired. Yeah, Stephen
Not
Presley.
surprised. I think he's probably the
Michael
worst
Jolly
manager
as
in
well.
this league.
I think, should we talk about Jolly? Did you listen to Michael Jolly's rant?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard it,
And if
I
you
did
actually... I was listening to the radio and Grimsby's owner was on there, and it turns out Michael Jolly had an interview for the Lincoln job.
Yeah, I know,
He
yeah.
didn't tell the
Fascinating,
board.
isn't it?
But if you listen to Jolly's rant, he said the F word 56 times in 4 minutes.
Jolly. Well, that's not one we want at Borough for that, is it? Well, you never know. Interesting how Grimsby. They're in free for almost, aren't they? I mean, we beat them. I mean, my God. But some of the results.
We beat at the minute.
Some of the results from Saturday in League 2. Obviously, Colchester was postponed against Bradford. It was Crawley 1, Morecambe 1, Exeter 0, Cheltenham 0, Forest Green 0, Plymouth 1, Grimsby postponed against Newport, Leyton Orient 0, Scunthorpe 2, Macclesfield 0, Mansfield 0, Northampton 4, Crewe 1, Port Vale 2, Carlisle 1, Salford 2, Swindon 3. Obviously, Borough postponed against Oldham, and Walsall 2. Cambridge 1. So, interesting one. Sorry, I don't know what I was on about. Earlier I said, Walsall lost their last home game. Sorry, I completely forgot they won.
No, won.
Sorry, ignore me completely. I got totally muddled up there. League table, as it stands, not pretty. Obviously meant that we went bottom on Saturday.
Fingers in ears.
24th place. 13 points is Borough. Go on to Borough.
Could climb to 22nd if
Should
we go
do.
away.
23rd place, 14 points Morecambe. 22nd place, 16 points Oldham. 21st place, 18 points Walsall. 20th place, 18 points Carlisle United. Just going to say this. From 19th downwards, we have the best record over the last 5 games.
Whoa!
Somebody's been proud of that.
We're gonna win the league.
Literally.
We're gonna win the league.
Top of the league at the minute, Swindon Town, first place, 33 points. Second place with 31 points, Forest Green. Third place with 30 points, Bradford. Fourth place with 30 points, Crewe. Fifth place with 30 points, Exeter. Sixth place with 29 points, Cheltenham. And seventh place, 28 points, Northampton Town. Very tight at the top. Goal scorers. There's a massive difference here. I've got the top 6. Sixth place, 6 goals, 4 assists, Ryan Broom of Cheltenham. Fifth place, 7 goals, 1 assist, Danny Rose of Mansfield. Fourth place, 8 goals, 1 assist is Chris Porter of Crewe. We know him very well, don't we, in the Sheffield United days. Third place, 8 goals with 1 assist is Besler Buller of Crawley. Got them in not next week, week after. Second place, 8 goals, 1 assist is Jerry Yates of Swindon. And currently top place, 16 goals, 1 assist, Swindon and Bradford, Owen Doyle. We know him very well, don't we?
League 2, I don't.
But Swindon holding the 2 top goal scorers in the division. That's
the difference.
That's what you
between
call.
us.
That is what
We
you call
watch-
a strong attack.
We watched.
We need that.
We watched Swindon, Stevenage. The difference was Jerry Yates and Owen Doyle.
Yeah, very strange. Fixtures for this weekend. I know we've got the competition, but we'll go through the fixtures really quickly. Obviously, Borough away at Walsall. Come on, the Borough need a win. Get up to 16 points, boys. Fixtures are Carlisle v Cambridge, Cheltenham v Colchester, Crawley v Exeter, Crewe v Morecambe. That's a big game. If we can win and they can lose. Leyton Orient v Forest Green, Newport v Oldham, Northampton v Grimsby, Plymouth v Bradford, Salford v Macclesfield, Scunthorpe v Port Vale, and Swindon v Mansfield. Some tough games here. Crewe v Morecambe's obviously big for us. Oldham playing Newport. Plymouth v Bradford will be a good game, won't it? That's
top 2.
That's a cracker. I'm going to pick out another one as well. Cheltenham v Colchester. That'll be a tasty game. Now we will move on to the League 2 fixtures prediction competition. Now this is when supporters can tweet and Facebook us the League 2 fixtures predictions. Now it's been a really good start to this competition, and it's been quite a topsy-turvy table. We started off with all the League 2 fixtures, and then we incorporated the FA Cup, and it's knocked people off places, and people that were down the bottom have now found themselves in a really good position. I'm quickly going to read the table out before we get into our fixture predictions for the competition. Big round of applause for each player. In 15th place, company with 49 points is Nathan. Well done, Nathan. 14th place.
For what? He's bottom.
Yeah, I know, but he joined late. In 14th place, 74 points is Michael Stoisanovich. Well done, Michael. 13th place, 85 points is Jed. Well done, Jed. 12th place with 124 points is Colleen. Well done, Colleen. 11th place with 175 points is Reece Donnelly. Well done, Reece.
Come on.
10th place with 179 points, only 4 behind him now, is Danny Lusby. Danny, you were third at one point. You're 10th.
I've
You're
dropped
10th.
massively.
At 9th place,
Going
185 points is Nate. Well done, Nate, climbing the table. 8th place, 221 points is Ollie Long. Well done, Ollie. 7th place, 231 points, is Mark Slater. Well done, Mark.
Slater's doing well.
6th place, look how far he's dropped. 243 points, is Patrick Jackson. Patrick was 2nd. 5th place with 249 points is Aidan Cheevers. Well done, Aidan. 4th place, I'm going to be really happy in saying this, 251 points, Harley Clark. He was top and he's dropped to 4th. 3rd place in the top 3 now, 254 points, is James Walker. Well done, James. 2nd place, 261 points, is Hartley Borough. Well done, Hartley. And currently top of the helm, 280 points, 90 points ahead, is Matt Farley. Come on, the Dunes.
Rigged.
So it's not rigged. There have been.
Win it.
No, there have been fixtures that I've accidentally missed out and haven't accumulated them for. So actually, I could have a lot more points than I'm on. I'm just saying.
I do want to quickly mention the youth are winning against Peterborough.
Oh, did they win the youth?
They're winning.
Oh, winning. What's the score?
1-0.
Liam Smythe?
Close, he got the assist.
Who scored?
Krasnicki.
Oh, so we're winning that. So if we go through 3rd round of the FA Youth Cup, and hopefully I get revenge over Peterborough for us. Louis Fernandez playing.
I don't think he's allowed because
the game on Tuesday.
The game on Tuesday.
Right, boys, fixtures time. So I've gone through the fixtures. Danny, I'm going to come to you first on your fixtures. No explanation, mate. Fly us through your fixtures. Pardon me.
Okay, I'm going to go with I think Carlisle will beat Cambridge 2-1.
Okay, 2-1.
After sacking their manager, they want to win. Cheltenham Colchester will be a tough one there. I'm going with, I think Cheltenham are going to win 2-1. Crawley Exeter, I'm going with a 2-0 away win for Exeter. I think Crewe will beat Morecambe 3-1. Orient 0, Forest Green 1.
They'll love a 1-0 Forest Green.
Yeah.
Second in the league, aren't they?
Newport 2-1 against Oldham. Northampton 2, Grimsby 0.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Plymouth 2, Bradford 2. Salford 2, Macclesfield 0.
They're in free fall.
Okay.
They're in good form,
Last
Salford.
Go on, Carol.
Scunthorpe 1, Port Vale 1.
Okay, last one.
No, we got.
Oh, I've got 2 more.
Oh, you got 2 more. Sorry, 2 more then.
You forgot us.
Swindon 2, Mansfield 1.
And us,
The big one.
What are you going for? Come on.
I think we'll win 1-0.
Yay! Good man. That's what we want to hear. Thanks for that. Race fly for yours. We need to be quick, mates. We're going
Carlisle 1, Cambridge 0, Cheltenham 2, Colchester 1, Crawley 0, Exeter 1, Crewe 3, Morecambe 2, Orient 1, Forest Green 2, Newport 1, Oldham 0, Northampton 2, Grimsby 1, Plymouth 2, Bradford 3, Salford 1, Macclesfield 0, Scunthorpe 2, Port Vale 0, Swindon 2, Mansfield 0, and Walsall 0, Stevenage 1.
Yeah, get in there. Well, thank you for your predictions today, Reece. I'm going to start. Walsall 0, Borough 1. We've all gone for 1-0 wins. Come on,
We don't trust us.
I'm not going for a 3-0, am I?
Honestly, you get up to 16 points and only need 10 wins to stay up. There we go. My games are Carlisle 1, Cambridge 2, Cheltenham 2, Colchester 2, Crawley 1, Exeter 1, Crewe 3, Morecambe 1, Leyton Orient 0, Forest Green 2, Newport 1, Oldham 1, Northampton 2, Grimsby 2, Plymouth 1, Bradford 1, Salford 2, Macclesfield 0, Scunthorpe 1, Port Vale 0, and Swindon 3, Mansfield 2. So I've got quite a few draws in there this weekend. I think it'll be draw weekend. I think we'll be one of the only wins. So really good to go through that, boys. Thanks for that. Now, really quickly, before we come on to the questions and answers, and we need to finish up because we've been going over an hour. Quick mention, leasing.com. Drawn away to Colchester United Tuesday in December. I was really happy about that draw on Saturday because it's local. And we didn't want Exeter or Bristol Rovers. I know Bristol's a League One, but happy with the draw in the sense that it's local and that we can all go to it?
It's close. I think there was a small chance that it could have been rearranged for the Saturday, but I don't think that's happening now. it's local and it's winnable.
And it's winnable as well. I've got to be honest,
That's
I watched
literally
the draw in the pub in Ware at the Waterside with some of the boys that come down, and I was really happy we come out first as well. But I thought it was a really good draw. And again, now that we're at the FA Cup, for finances for our football club, I think this competition is really important, and I think, win it. It's a win on the board, another win, and also finances. And we can kind of use this as almost like a fake FA Cup competition, can't we? It's very important. But I was very happy when the tie came out. We could all go to it. I was worried that I would have to drive to Exeter. That would be just appalling, wouldn't it? But we had to give it a mention. So it's coming up, what date? 2nd of December, is it? 3rd of December. So, it'll be good to go there, wouldn't it? Back to Colchester again. That'll be very interesting.
The most important thing you need to mention is the captaincy changeover.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it should be very good. But I'll drive to that one, park in the old car park, walk across, and Cassie Stevenage win. That'll be good. Getting in around 3, that'll be good, wouldn't it? Now we'll come on to the last feature, questions and answers feature. We've got about 10 minutes left, so we'll quickly fly through these questions. This is your chance for all supporters and listeners to send in their questions for us at the panel. We can go through the questions and discuss them. We've got a couple. There's a couple of questions that we didn't read out last week, so we've got them to read out. Have you got a question as well, Reese? Did you say you put one in, or?
I didn't reply to it. Someone replied to me too.
Oh, I see. But we've got 3 originally. This question's going to come to you, Danny.
Okay.
The question is from Jamie Clibborn. Now, I went to school with Jamie. Jamie actually lives in Peterborough now. He used to come to Stevenage in the conference days. I've known Jamie for many years. Jamie's a really nice guy. I missed his question last week. I didn't read it, but I completely forgot he sent it in. Jamie Clibborn has got a question for you, Danny. Would Wesley do a better job than Sampson? That's a good question.
I don't think so. I don't think Wesley would be the same like he was 10 years ago when we had, the Boswicks and Laurie Wilsons and all them stars.
They were great players, weren't they? Those guys. They were good players.
And I think because Wesley got that group together and they all were very close and they all come together and started winning matches.
They used to train 9 till 5 under Wesley. Players these days will tell him to F off.
Exactly. I think Wesley's gone to clubs like Barnet, Newport, Peterborough and failed. And
I don't think he failed at Peterborough personally, but
I think
all the other clubs, the majority of them, he did fail.
It's a really difficult question to answer, isn't it? Because with this team, you just can't say that he would certainly ruffle a few feathers.
With Sampson,
that's for sure.
He deserves a chance because the amount of passion he has, and he really wants it. And that's what I like about him. He's ambitious and he's enthusiastic, and I think if we had Wesley back, I don't think it will change anything. Yeah, no,
I completely agree. Really well answered though, Danny. Next question is going to come from me. Now, this question is a question that we've already kind of spoke a bit about tonight. This is sent in from Ratman. He gets me every time at that name. And Ratman has asked, should the club have suspended Actually, no, sorry. Because you've got a question, Reece, haven't you? So if I ask you this,
because it's a tough question.
No. Because if I ask this question, you're just going to be answering your own question, aren't you?
I didn't ask it. Someone else.
Oh, okay. I'll stick with this one then. Should the club have suspended Mark Sampson when the charge from the FA was announced? I don't think so. I don't think he should have been suspended.
I think in any other place of work. Possibly.
I think with our current state,
we're in a different.
Yeah, and we mentioned this earlier. Getting charged doesn't mean that you're guilty. They've charged you because they believe, or they have a belief that you are guilty, but it doesn't mean that you are. There's been plenty of people who have been charged in the FA in the past and have been gone to court and have been found not guilty.
I know Daly Stevenage asked if he's found guilty, should he stay, and I think we're all unanimous around in deciding that if he has said this,
we don't know that. For me at the minute, no, I don't think he should at the minute. I think he should stay in the job until found guilty. We need someone in charge of the team on Saturday. It's our biggest game of the season, in my opinion, and I think we need him here for Saturday. But really good question there, Ratman. Reece, you've got a question to ask that is from
Johnny Hibbard.
Oh, good old Johnny! I like Johnny from the old Scunthorpe trick. Go on, fire away.
he said a basic one if you run out of good ones, but it's been bothering me all season. Are our players actually good enough? Obviously, some of them are, but overall quality, is this squad and team good enough?
I think it's 50-50. I am going to say I think that the team need a couple of centre forwards. I think the team need a couple of centre forwards.
I think we're all
however
the same thinking.
I think that the team are good enough, but that's when players like Digby are fit, and that's when players like when Danny Newton are fit. Without, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Do you want me to be completely honest? Without those players, I don't think we are at the minute. I think we need a few recruits. I think we're missing a couple of players. With Digby, with Danny Newton, with Luther fit, I think our team's more than capable of having a successful season. But at the minute, I think we do need to go and sign some players. What about you?
I think before Salford we were all talking about the team, weren't we? And thinking, what a squad we've got.
Yeah, I know. We were all looking at promotion, weren't
we were looking at promotion. I think we fell in the Notts.
League One, here we come, and it was at the bottom of the league.
I think we fell in the Notts County trap there.
Yeah, probably haven't we?
I think what Notts County done really well in January, maybe not enough of, is they signed decent League Two players. Like, sometimes you just need a bit of that grit. This squad's talent wise is good enough, but one thing that massively lacks for me is A, belief, and B, balls.
Just need a bit of grit about, a bit of dirt, don't they?
Sometimes.
Cheat. And that sounds terrible. Cheat. Be horrible. Be nasty. Be bullies on that pitch. Cheat.
Every club cheats.
But be bullish on that pitch. Be horrible to play. Make people not want to come to the Lamex, Because at the minute, everyone.
Teams who's boss.
Yeah, but everyone at the minute wants to come to the Lamex and play. Let's be honest. Everyone wants to play us at home because we're not gritty. We're not dirty.
I want us to be scary.
If we're going to stay up, let's be horrible. Let's be Let's go to places and annoy people for paying the money of watching their team play against ours. We've got to be like that.
I think when you're bottom, be scared of us.
When you're bottom, you want to. When you face these teams near the bottom, you think, "Oh, it's going to be a battle." Right now, people don't think that.
It's an easy point or 3 points. I want our club to be looked upon as, God, we don't want to go to the Lamex to play, or we don't want to play them at our place. I want us to be that team that's looked upon by that, because I think we will get results.
Does Mark have it in him to do that?
I think he can, but he's got to recruit the right players.
Is it just players?
He's got to.
Do you really think there's, at the training grounds, there's enough management from Mark?
Yeah.
I think one thing Mark has been found too guilty.
I think Alex Revell's certainly got it.
I think
Revs can be.
I think he can, but I think one thing we've all found is that Mark's a bit too friendly sometimes.
He's a manager of men.
Don't be their mate. We are bottom of the table.
He's not tough enough.
I think what Mark's really good at
love.
I think what Mark's really good at is being a very man management guy, where he's very nice to the players and gets the best out of them.
I'm not saying be Dino work, which is allegedly.
You've got to have a balance. You've got to be nasty.
There's got to be a balance.
And then you've got like Wesley. Wesley used to be nasty, and then he used to put an arm around Darius Charles.
Yes, exactly. I think there's got to be a balance, and right now we don't have that. Possibly David Oldfield.
Well, maybe that's someone, but. Really well answered, I'm sorry to cut this short because we have been going nearly an hour and a half. But thanks for all the listeners sending the questions. We have come to the end of the podcast today. Boys, really quickly, because we've got to shoot off. Massive game on Saturday. We need 16 points. We need our first away win of the season. It'd be huge for our club to get off the bottom and go into December with a bit of positivity.
I have just thought of one thing though.
Go for it really quickly.
I am captain. I'm the new captain.
I am going to mention this. Don't worry. Before we come on to that, really quickly, boys. Win, draw, lose Saturday. Reece, really quickly.
Oh, win.
Win, Danny.
I said win.
I'm going for win. Couple of
Here's to being
mentions.
disappointed.
Couple of mentions really quickly before we go. It is the Stevenage Football Club podcast charity football match, 21st of December. I did forget to mention this last week. There has been a captain change. Harley Clark had an operation on his toe, so Harley is no longer captain. But we do have a new captain. It is going to be Farley's 11 versus Donnelly's 11. Reece, how do you feel?
If we lose, I'm blaming you.
How do you feel?
First of all, I would like to say Harley is still manager, so I believe it is still Harley's 11, but I'm absolutely delighted to take upon the captaincy. When you think of great leaders, you think Terry, you think Campbell, you think Bobby Moore, and now you think of me.
Now you think of that, I completely agree. But we have got that. That is nearly a month away, so get training, boys. The Farley's 11 is going to absolutely annihilate them, which will be really good.
Who'll be joining us.
Yeah, literally. Now, next week's podcast, originally there might not be one, because we don't have a game on the Saturday.
Oh, of course we don't.
Unless the leasing.com gets pushed to that Saturday, we are not going to have a game.
Be fair, come next week, we might not have a manager.
Yeah, might have a manager. So next week, originally, we're not going to do one. If a lot of things happen in the next week, as we know, then we'll probably meet up and do a little short half an hour discussion. But however, there won't be an episode 23 next week. It'll be the week after for the build-up to Crawley at home.
And the reaction.
And obviously the Checker trade. Obviously, we'll have that as well.
And the reaction to this game.
Exactly, yeah. But thanks all listeners for getting involved. Have a lovely weekend. If you are going to the Bescott Stadium on Saturday, let's all back the club, all back the team and get our team a win and up to 16 points. This time tomorrow, we will be out at the night out. I cannot wait. It's going to be really, really good. Going to be better. You looking forward to it, boys?
Absolutely.
Let's put our Burger King shirts on and be proud there on Saturday. Eh?
Yes.
But thanks all listeners for getting involved. Thanks for the questions. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, maybe next week, for episode number 23 of the Stevenage Football Club podcast. Thank you ever so much for listening. Once again, have a lovely weekend. You have been listening to the Stevenage Football Club podcast.